capable and to achieve sustainable growth and development, Obi said. Comparing Nigeria's path over the past 35 years with that of three other developing nations, China, Indonesia, and Vietnam, will be noted that while these countries have moved into higher categories of human development, Nigeria has regressed. In another story, the Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal has upheld a $220 million fine imposed by the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission on Meta Platforms Incorporated and WhatsApp LLC for data privacy violations in Nigeria. In a ruling delivered on Friday in Abuja as reimbursement for the cost of investigation, bringing the total sum to be paid within. The director said the ruling affirmed the Commission's authority and actions in nearly all the contested issues. On July 19, 2024, FCCPC imposed a fine of $220 million on Meta, the parent company of WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, for multiple data privacy violations. However, Meta said it would appeal the fine, challenging both the legal basis and findings of the Commission. You're watching Biscon TV News, Business News. Welcome back now to Business News. A new report by the Lagos Business School's Family Business Initiative has revealed that only 22.8% of surveyed Nigerians raising concerns over the long-term survival of such enterprises. The report, presented at a recently held 2025 LBS International Family Business Conference held in Lagos, showed that 57% of businesses were still in the process of developing a succession plan, while 20.2% had not started at all. The LBS, in a statement, warned that this widespread lack of preparation poses a significant threat to business continuity, wealth preservation, and long-term growth. The study, which surveyed more than 130 family business leaders across various sectors between October and December 2024, also raised concerns over the readiness and willingness of the next generation to take over the reins of family businesses. A panel of speakers at the conference called for early exposure, structured mentorship, and career path planning for potential successors. They also advised that if the next generation isn't ready or willing, businesses must look beyond bloodlines to ensure sustainability. We take another break to bring you foreign news. Stay with us. Welcome back to Biscon TV News, now to foreign news. Ukraine's President Zelensky says Crimea belongs to Ukraine after US President Trump said it was illegally annexed by Russia in 2014. Zelensky has repeatedly rejected the idea of recognizing the region as Russian. News continues shortly.
Hello and welcome to Sports segment on Biscon TV News. Liverpool manager Arne Slot says his team have a big responsibility to secure the club's 20th top-flight title by getting a point against Tottenham at Anfield on Sunday. Arsenal's draw with Crystal Palace on Wednesday means the Red needs just a point against Spurs to win the Premier League with 4 games remaining. Liverpool last secured the title in the 2019-2020 season under former manager Jurgen Klopp during a time when fans were not allowed into stadiums because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Slot said in a press conference, and I quote, "First of all, that's a big responsibility because we are aware that the last time this club won the league, it was COVID time, so everybody is looking forward to Sunday. But we know that there's still a job to be done, and that's at least 1 point. It's a nice game to look forward to, but it's also a responsibility we have for Sunday." End of quote. Liverpool have been beaten just twice in the league this season, once at Anfield, and have the best home record in the top flight, having earned 41 points from 16 games. A point against Tottenham will confirm them as champions of the English Premier League for the 2024-2025 season. Finally, Paris Saint-Germain head coach Luis Enrique has said he has a perfect knowledge of Arsenal. Both sides are set to face up in the semi-finals of this season's Champions League. This would be the second meeting between the two teams in the competition this season. In their first clash in the group stage, goals from Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka sealed a 2-0 win for the Gunners, while Mikel Arteta's men knocked out Oda's Real Madrid 5-1 in aggregate. PSG recorded a 5-3 aggregate scoreline win over Aston Villa. Now, Arsenal and PSG will slug it out for a place in the final. Enrique, while answering questions from PSG TV, said, "I already know Arsenal perfectly. They are a team that I have followed this season, and we have already had the opportunity to play against them. The strengths that we possess and that have brought The strengths that we possess and that have brought us here are the same as they were last season, and so we are our weaknesses. We could improve certain things, but what has led us here is what has made our fans happy. I am sure that we are going to see a great version of Paris Saint-Germain in these two Champions League matches." End of quote. The first leg of that encounter comes up next week Tuesday at the Emirates, for the return leg to take place at Parc des Princes a week later. That's all in sports.
Hello and welcome to the entertainment segment here on Biscon Television News. Afrobeat star Femi Kuti has revealed the emotional challenges he faced after choosing to break away from his father Fela Kuti's musical shadow. Speaking candidly, Femi said he was misunderstood and even vilified by his father's loyal fans who believed he was rebelling against Fela. Despite being Fela's son, Femi noted that his father refused to teach him music, forcing him to forge his own path in the industry. He recounted how Fela publicly dismissed his first album as rubbish, a moment that deeply hurt him. With no formal education to fall back on, Femi felt lost but refused to give up. "I was in the storm and nobody wanted my point of view," he said, and I quote, reflecting on how he persevered to create a unique sound. He remains committed to his musical journey despite the early rejection and emotional toll. And finally, Pastor Emmanuel Iran of Celebration Church International has addressed the growing concerns over sexual assault allegations within his ministry. In a recent video, the lead pastor revealed that after internal investigations, 9 out of 10 reported cases were found to be false. He stressed the importance of taking every claim seriously, but also highlighted the need to verify facts before passing judgment. Iran shared examples, including one case where the accuser later described the encounter as a nice time in private chats. He warned that ending a relationship shouldn't be grounds for such serious accusations and emphasized that consent is key, reminding young men that initial consent can be withdrawn at any point.
Run for your life if consent is withdrawn, he said, and I quote, urging church members to respect boundaries at all times. That is it on Entertainment News, so thank you for watching.
Welcome back to Biscon TV News. Now to the major points of the news. On the national scene, 10 billion naira after work solar project for misplaced priority, says executive governorship aspirant. Nigeria's poverty rate higher than China, Indonesia, and Vietnam's combined, says Peter. In business news, only 22% of family businesses have succession plans, according to report. On the foreign zone, Zelensky says position unchanged on Crimea after Trump says it will stay with Russia. And in the world of sports, Liverpool has big responsibility at Anfield, says Slot. And that's the news on Biscon Television. We leave you with the last line. The existence of trouble does not signify the absence of God. I'm Stella Opara. Thank you for watching.
Yes. Now, thank you. Now you're not letting it move. Let it move now. Ọ̀gbàrá o, débi ẹbí kàfílà o. Ọ̀gbàrá o ṣe, ó ti débi ẹ̀rẹ́. Sínétọ̀ Ìdágíwá, Lawrence bí Ìdágíwá o. Ẹ kí sínétọ̀ yìí, Lawrence bí Ìdágíwá o. Màmá Bàkárẹ́sì bí Ìdágíwá o. Màmá Bàkásì, Lawrence bí Ìdágíwá o. Màmá Bàkásì kẹ́sì. Senator Lawrence Ìdágíwá nílá mi ẹ̀kọ́ gbàrà o. Ọ̀rẹ́ Ìdágíwá, Senator mi Màmá Bàkásì. Lawrence Ìdágíwá, Senator mi Màmá Bàkásì. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi lè ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi lè ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ bá fẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ ọlọ́jà yóò ayé ò fẹ́ ní bọ́ọ̀lù àwọn orí ẹ̀. Sínétọ̀ báyé bá fẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ ọlọ́jà yóò ayé ò fẹ́ ní bọ́ọ̀lù àwọn orí ẹ̀. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi lè ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́. Senator mi, Lawrence Ìdágíwá. Senator mi, Lawrence Ìdágíwá.
I feel very happy a show of love and support from so many people who are here today and those who couldn't come physically. If I should start mentioning names, would not do that now. But I'd like to start by saying a very big thank you to Chief Commander. He's our father. He's somebody who has been there for all of us. Most of the parties that I hold, I mean, it's Babala comes. At my memorial 2 ago, he was on bank, and we all know it needs to have evangelist that will help the artist of the day. And of course, also, I knew that there was no other that fits the bill. Commander himself. Of course, the moment many people got to hear that he was the one that would entertain us today, I mean, the turnout was huge. Everyone was like, oh, they're going to be here into about play. There's so many other people who I would like to say very big thank you to. It's a long list of elderly people who came in to support us. At least 2 elders came in yesterday. Baba came in from Bishop, and of course, Akobun came in from the slept overnight and back there. So I can go on and on. The Dr. Shobanjo, me, elders, our grandmas who are here, our grandfathers who came. There's so many people, old elders who decided to honor my family and I at today's event. And of course to all the beautiful faces who are here today. I say very big thank you. Our traditional rulers, practically all the traditional rulers who are invited, and of course the guest speaker. We call him BRF. I mean, he was somebody who supported my brand. As governor of Lagos State, I had the opportunity, the rare opportunity of being allowed to watch the ESCO meeting twice. I was surprised. He just gave us and of course, it was only governor of Lagos State that visited city people, and he spent 2 hours with us, sitting outside the office, and we were just talking about Lagos and Nigeria. So, what else do you want? I mean, if you have very eminent Nigerians support you that way, the best you can do is continue for grace, continue to pray the support of people of because they can help sustain your brand. And to all of us who not only came but are still here right now, I say thank you to you because joined us in the morning, we waited for the afternoon session, and we waited till and of course they're just leaving. And there are still some who are still here with us, family members, my siblings, my in-laws, everybody. Very happy that you all turned out in big numbers to be here to celebrate with us. The good Lord will continue to celebrate you. The good Lord will continue to meet you at your needs. And I want to say that I want to beg and plead that you continue to support the city brand that celebrate 30 years next year. We're working towards that. And it's not easy to build a brand, give birth to a brand, and for the brand to become 30. I mean, 30 years of sweat, 30 years of hard work, 30 years of challenges, and all of that. But we survived it, not by our own doing, but by God's doing. So, I say a very big thank you to everybody who came today. A lot of our big bones, I mean, some of them are still here with us. There's so many, I can go on and on and on and on. All I can say is that the good Lord will continue to support you, the good Lord will continue to be with you in the different levels. Thank you very much.
Island Club, Nigeria's preeminent social institution, whose membership is made up of high-achieving men of integrity, offers a valuable and credible platform for forging enduring relationships. This enhances social harmony and promotes national unity. Island Club's core mandate is to provide a conducive environment for recreation and relaxation, through which it has in the last 71 years added to the quality of social life of Lagosians and Nigerians. Indeed, Island Club has set a very high standard and benchmark for social clubs in Nigeria today. Island Club is a formidable bastion of unity and social harmony among peoples of different races. Since its formation, Island Club has played a formidable role in the social-cultural development of our people. Island Club is held in such a high esteem in the scheme of things that when leaders of other countries and world personalities visited Nigeria in the post-independence era, they made it a point of duty to looking at the Island Club for recreation and relaxation. Good reputation and integrity, which is beyond reproach, are criteria that cannot be compromised in the admission of members of the Island Club. In fact, a prospective member wishing to join the Island Club must, in addition to good character, be of high standing in either public or private life. For instance, if in private life, he must have successfully run a business for about 15 years, and if in public service, must not be below the management level. These criteria are religiously adhered to and jealously guarded by the management of the Island Club over the years.
Well, in those days, we have to have some kind of, do we say training or preamble? You see, for 2 years, you have to visit your members. Then after that, then they enroll you, which was my own case.
And that was what year, sir?
At 59, I was an apprentice, so to say. Then to like something like 60, then I became a member, official member. Yeah. I've been there for over 50 years, well over 50 years. My message to the club is that they should accept, that's my first, they should accept any chairman that is democratically elected.
Engineer Chief Patrick Sonny Kentabe, an indigene of Bayelsa State and a telecoms engineer, joined the Island Club in the late 60s and was a management committee member.
I joined the club in the late 60s, like 1968, 69. I was elected a committee member in 1982, 81, and I was also very active as a telecoms engineer. I was in charge of Step 2 in Lagos, and when I moved to Ibadan as in charge of Step 3, I stayed away from the club because I couldn't cope. Then, after my tenure, I was transferred to Enugu as a project manager for P&G, so I couldn't continue with the club.
Otumba Adetayo Adeyinka Oyemade is a former chairman of Old Mainland Local Government Area of Lagos State. He joined the Island Club in 1977 and was a management committee member as well.
I joined the Island Club in 1977, and since then I've been using active member. I've been using the club. They're always here. My message into the Island Club is that they should keep the decorum of the Island Club. The prestige of the Island Club should still remain. This is where, after work, you can relax with your mates and enjoy yourself.
Otuba Tunde Odutola Balogun, the Jagun of Ijebode, one of the earliest insurance brokers of Nigeria, had the singular privilege of joining the Island Club in the early 40s under the chairmanship of the legendary Chief J.K. Randall.
You see, in those days, if you don't join Island Club, you cannot get to the midst of the society. I joined the Island Club when J.K. Randall was a chairman of the Island Club years ago. In those days, if you don't join Island Club, you are nowhere, you can't be in any society. You see, because you join Island Club, it means the important people in Nigeria in those days, where we have a lot of people there. I'm an insurance broker. You see, and again, Nigeria is a peaceful country, and we love ourselves. We extend work, we extend business, and so on like that. You see, for a young man, if you want to achieve in life, join a club, and the first club you join should be Island Club.
Alhaji Razak Olatunji Kalitsin, ROK, who qualified as a chartered accountant from England and Wales, joined Island Club in July 1966 with membership number 3087. Alhaji Razak Olatunji Kalitsin, ROK, was a former director of finance in NITO. He was a treasurer of Island Club for 3 years. Alhaji Razak Olatunji Kalitsin, ROK, was a member of the very powerful and influential body called Committee of Gentlemen of Island Club, which was coordinated at the time by Chief Olu Adebanjo.
Our chairman is a wonderful person. He has taken Island clubs to the heights. When at his first attempt to be chairman, I was his proposer. I proposed him, nominated him and signed his form as a proposer before somebody else. I think somebody must have told him to come and meet me, to use a formidable elder to propose him, which I did. And he has proved himself now. He has demonstrated that he's capable of running the club. See what he's been doing. Every month you see one ambassador or the other, you see one professor coming to lecture, you see, we bring in the Obas, we bring in everybody.
Island Club brought Nigeria into global focus last year during the celebration marking its 70 years anniversary, which was spread through a whole 3 weeks of exciting activities. Power brokers in the different spheres of importance across and beyond Nigeria converged on Island Club premises to be part of the epoch-making and landmark event. The chief host was Prince Ademola Dada, a man of destiny who has been divinely ordained to lead Nigeria's premier club into its 70-year anniversary. The flurry of activities to mark Island Club at 70 last year featured a lecture on Nigeria, yesterday, today, and the future. It was a thorough introspection into the challenges of nationhood and why Nigeria, with her enormous human and material resources, has not moved fast enough. The intellectually stimulating and thought-provoking lecture was delivered by Governor Abiola Ajimobi of Oyo State.
The government says it has everything under control. If this is control, I dread to see how lack of control looks. In Boko Haram, the nation faces its greatest security threat since the Civil War. Much of the North lives in fear of this extremist group or of the indiscriminate force used by this government in its arm-handed attempt to muscle the group. If positive political action had been taken earlier, we would not have reached this unfortunate point where every policy option is fraught with risk. Kidnapping and armed robbery scare the Southeast because we have become a society that exalts wealth no matter wrongfully gotten. Violent crime and stealing lie just below the surface in all parts of the country, ready to break forth at the slightest chance.
The celebration of the Platinum Jubilee Anniversary of Island Club also featured the Juma service on the 4th of October 2013, where prayers were offered for the club and Nigeria. Also in the package were fundraising, awards, and a photo exhibition on a pictorial excursion of the defining moments of Nigeria's political history. Long-standing members of the Island Club were given Knighthood Awards of the Island Club, and this culminated in the scintillating performance by the King of World Beats, King Sunny Ade. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, in his goodwill message, congratulated the club for its great strides.
You have something to celebrate. You have men who have contributed to what this club is today. To celebrate, and you are celebrated. But also, you have the achievement of this club to celebrate. You've made a mark. And my prayer is that you will continue to make a mark. Happy to be here. And once again, congratulations, many happy returns, and may this club continue to go from strength to strength. Thank you very much.
Island Club's 70th founders anniversary was also graced by Governor Ibikule Amosi of Ogun State, former Governor Ojus Okalo of Abia State, and Chief Sonny Odogu. They all gave goodwill addresses. One of the highlights of Island Club's 70th birthday anniversary was a special guest night that featured induction of new members. That was when I formally joined Island Club with membership number 7634. At the ceremony, a very colorful one indeed, Chief Olushola Fale had a strong message for the new inductees on the code of ethics of Island Club. The Queen of Juju Music, Ayo Balogun, closed the ceremony with a very, very, very entertaining performance. Other musicians that performed at the different events to mark Island Club at 70 last year included Sir Victor Olaya, was CEO Inde Marshall, K1 The Ultimate, and a few others. A special day was held to honor the elders during the Island Club 70 events. Once again, the prestigious knighthood honors and awards of Island Club were given to more dignitaries. The grand finale of the 70th anniversary celebration of the Island Club was held on Tuesday, 29th October 2013, with Vice President Namadi Sambo representing President Goodluck Jonathan. Before the event started, the Alaki of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Gbadebo, officially declared open the Congress, a high-octane club in the premises of the Island Club, constructed through contribution by some like-minded members, led by Chief Biodun Wahab. Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo was welcomed to the Island Club by the chairman, Prince Ademola Dada, some traditional rulers, and prominent Nigerians. His first assignment was the unveiling of the multi-million naira Island Club car park project, about which Prince Ademola Dada expatiated in his welcome address at the event.
President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Grand Patron of the Island Club, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, GCOP, ably represented by His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Architect Mohammed Namadi Sambo, a member of Island Club in his own right, membership number 7598, and our patron, vice patrons, trustees, officers, members of the management committee, elders, and indeed entire members of the Island Club. I welcome all our distinguished guests to this grand occasion. We are gathered today to witness the laying of the stone of the multi-story car park for the Island Club. This is a great moment for me so far in this great club. Today's occasion is a dream come true, and indeed a special occasion to glorify the Almighty God. We are today laying the stone of a building which will, God willing, become a viable inheritance for generations yet to join this wonderful club. It is my prayer that in years to come, when they drive into the park, they will thank God and say a prayer for the foresight of their forebears. All of you eminent people present here today can make it possible by donating generously towards our 70th anniversary Kappa project. I count on you, and I hope nobody leaves here today without giving their windows mind.
In President Goodluck Jonathan's remarks delivered by Vice President Namadi Sambo, he congratulated all members of the Island Club on the milestone and promised that government will continue to partner with the club. At the ceremony, Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo, a bona fide member of the Island Club with membership number 7598, was elevated to the status of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Peacock, which is the highest award of the club.
I would like to start by extending the sincere greetings and felicitations of His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Today's August occasion of the 70th anniversary celebration of the Island Club is of tremendous importance. 70 years in the life of a social institution that has dedicated itself to fostering the bond of unity, universality, friendship, and recreation merit celebration. The Island Club was an idea nurtured way back in 1943 by 50 distinguished Nigerians and their expatriate friends to promote good fellowship and to facilitate the genuine interaction of people of different nationalities and professions through recreation. It is heartwarming to note that this worthy culture has been sustained by successive generations. As a government, we are committed to the ideals that have kept your club going strong these many years. We will continue to work with you to ensure that the club remains faithful to the strong ideals laid down by the founding fathers. You will agree with me that the task of nation building is a shared responsibility between the public and the private sector, and in particular, social organizations, of which Island Club is one of such organizations. Let me convey my very best wishes to the chairman and his team and all distinguished members of the great Island Club who have been associated with this wonderful and very productive sports and recreation institution. We shall ever remain strong and sincere partners in progress. Thank you, and God bless you.
The event ended with the cutting of the Island Club's 70th anniversary cake, while Ebenezer Obey turned the heat of Miliki music full blast.
Ọba tó dá wa tó ṣohun gbogbo tó tún tọ́jú ẹ̀mí wa. Àwa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọba Olúwa wa èmi fún bàbá wa lókè.
Months of intensive electioneering campaigns by the various contenders for the elective offices in the 2014 Island Club election, which was very high on fierce texting to seek for votes, which has kept Island Club members on a perpetual siege, is now over. Members can now have some respite from the fierce texting war. The much anticipated voting to elect new officers to run the affairs of the Island Club from 2014, which was held at the club premises on Friday 16th of May 2014, supervised by the Dayo Shobowale-led Electoral Committee, was freely and fairly conducted, and in the new spirit in the club, all the contestants are to be seen as winners all, because the task to return Island Club to its glorious days will need the concerted effort of all bona fide members of the club. That was the sentiment expressed by Prince Ademola Dada, who was re-elected as chairman of the Island Club for a third and final term in office. Island Club chairman Prince Ademola Dada, who was flanked by the vice chairman and other principal officers, enjoined every member to come together and join hands with him in the task of taking Island Club to greater heights.
If you want to lead a social club, you must have it within you that you are prepared to add value. By God's grace, we will continue to add value. And whoever is coming after us will also continue to add value.
In the results announced by the chairman of the electoral committee that supervised Island Club's 2014 election, it was revealed that Prince Ademola Dada defeated his main contender, Mr. Olabanjo Ladapo, by 347 votes to 221 votes, while for the vice chairmanship position, Mr. Adeyinka Shogunle beat Mr. Kehinde Shita by 252 votes to 210 votes. Mr. D.G. Vera Cruz was returned as Honorable General Secretary of Island Club with 325 votes to 213 scored by Mr. Olabanji Folami. The Treasurer is Dr. Olabi Ajibode. Social Secretary, Mr. Obafemi Oderide. Sports Secretary, Mr. Tunde Oloto. Assistant General Secretary is Barrister Taufik Ajao. And Assistant Social Secretary is Mr. John Otubanjo. Island Club's 2014 election produced 14 management committee members. Chief Olari Koka, the Babaito of Lagos, who had earlier brought special royal congratulatory message from the Oni of Ife Oba Okwade to one of his chiefs, the Sooko, Prince Demola Dada, also led the song that ushered in Prince Ademola Dada as members of the club joined in savoring what is expected to be a brand new tenure, during which Prince Ademola Dada and the newly elected officers will deliver on the campaign promises. Mr. Olabanji Oladapo should be commended for the uncommon spirit of sportsmanship and maturity demonstrated by promptly congratulating Prince Ademola Dada for the victory. This is a very strong message in the way civilized politics should be played, which should not be lost on our politicians. We hope our politicians will replicate maturity and good sportsmanship in the elections that are ahead of us, beginning with the election in Ekiti in June, Oshu in August, and the much anticipated 2015 general elections. May God help us.
As we count down to Nigeria's broadcasting doyen, Prince Bisi Olatilo's highly anticipated Jubilee Anniversary celebration and the Silver Jubilee Anniversary of the Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS The Ultimate. Time to roll out names of the winners of the prestigious Bisi Olatilo Show BOS Awards in the different categories. For BOS Bank of the Year Award, Wema Bank PLC, Nigeria's longest-standing indigenous bank, celebrating 80 years this year, win clearly. BOS Award for Nigeria's Businessman of the Year goes to globally acclaimed multi-billionaire Dr. Abdul Samad Rabiu, founder and CEO of Boer Conglomerates. BOS Award for the fastest wealth creator among young Africans through his Prosperity for All Africans mantra is Mr. Tony Elumelu, founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, celebrating 15 years this year. BOS Award for the most friendly and very impactful politician goes to His Excellency Senator Doyediri, Governor of Bayelsa State, popularly known as the Man of Peace. BOS Award for the backbone and all-time pillar of support for Prince Bisi Olatilo and Biscon Communication will be presented posthumously to High Chief Raymond Dokbesi, founder and funder of Dar Communications PLC, owners of AIT and Ray Power FM. BOS Award for the ultimate benefactor to Prince Bisi Olatilo and Biscon Communication is Sir Kessington Adebukunla Adebutu, CFR, CON, Sir Kessington Adebutu will be 90 years on the 24th of October 2025. Join us on Biscon Communication to pray along with him. BOS Award for the Ultimate Entrepreneur of the Year goes to globally respected multi-billionaire businesswoman and biggest player in the oil and gas sector, Barrister Mrs. Uju Ifejika. BOS Award for the all-round development and good governance of Lagos State in the last 5 years and still counting with the Lagos Rising mantra is Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State. BOS Award for Good Governance go to Governors Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Umoeno of Akwa Ibom State, Peter Mba of Enugu State, Sheriff Oborowori of Delta State, Abiodun Oyebanji of Ekiti State, and Abba Yusuf of Kano State, where Prince Olatilo spent 13 of his formative years growing up. BOS All-Time Supporters Award will be led by Olori Chief Mrs. Nike Akonde, CON, who sleeps and wakes watching Biscon TV with religious regularity every day. Other all-time supporters and die-hard fans of BOS and Biscon TV are Alhaji Razak Okoya, CON, Prince Samuel Adedoyin, who turns 90 years on December 4th, 2025. BOS Media Disruptor of the Year Award goes to Prince Nduka Obaigbena, founder and creator of This Day newspapers and Arise News TV, the toast of television viewers in Nigeria, Africa, and the world. BOS Award for the most professionally run television station in Nigeria and Africa at large goes to Dr. John Momo, OON, Chairman of Channels Media Group, as Channels TV celebrates 30 years of painstakingly setting the trend of television programming in alignment with world standards. BOS Showbiz Personality of the Year, who has put Nigeria's name on the global map in top-class entertainment, proudly made in Nigeria fashion shows with radio and television platforms strictly, mostly about entertainment programming, without any doubt. Bayelsa State-born Senator Ben Murray Bruce, who also celebrates 45 years in the showbiz and entertainment business, is the winner of BOS Showbiz Personality of the Year Award. For changing the narrative from transactional to transformational development with the commissioning of projects in the 11 states of the NDDC, BOS Award for Transformational Leadership goes to NDDC, headed by Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, and Chairman of NDDC, Barrister Chiedu Ebie, who have done very well for themselves and the younger generations of Nigerians. BOS Prestigious Banker of the Year Award goes to the Group Managing Director and CEO of Zenith Bank PLC, Dame Dr. Adora Umoji, OON, a distinguished pride to womanhood. Barrister Chief Nyesom Wike, CON, the Minister of FCT, who retained the services of BOS and Biscon TV to properly position River State in his first term in office as Governor of River State, picks up the BOS Prestigious Award for Super Project.
Thank you for joining us again on Biscon Television News. I'm Stella Opara. First, the high points of the news. On the national scene, 10 billion naira Asurok solar project, a misplaced priority, says Ekiti governorship aspirant. Nigeria's poverty rate higher than China, Indonesia, and Vietnam's combined, says Peter B. In business news, only 22% of family businesses have succession plans, according to report. On the foreign scene, Zelensky says position unchanged on Crimea after Trump says it will stay with Russia. And in sports, Liverpool had big responsibility at Anfield, says Anslot. Now the news in full. The Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, Mustapha Abdullahi, has said it is unsustainable for the Asurok Villa to continue to pay about 47 billion naira yearly in power bills. He said that this is why President Bola Tinubu approved 10 billion naira for the solar power grid to power the presidential villa. Mustapha, who gave the explanation while briefing the press on Friday, said the move is in line with the president's agenda to diversify energy sources and also cut the cost of governance. He added that it will bring uninterrupted and clean energy, create jobs, foster innovation among Nigerian engineers and energy experts, and ultimately reduce pressure on the national grid. He also revealed that some innovations of the current administration have attracted interest from development partners who have earmarked about $5.3 billion of investment in Nigeria's power sector, especially grid expansion measures. But on the contrary, a People's Democratic Party's governorship aspirant in the forthcoming 2026 election in Ekiti State, Emmanuel Fayose, has faulted the federal government's recent approval of a 10 billion naira budget for solar power grid for Aso Rock presidential leader. Fayose said the move was a glaring display of insensitivity and misplaced priorities, especially given the nation's ongoing electricity challenges. The federal government has said that the bid to power the Aso Rock villa with solar energy is aligned with global best practices. But the PDP governorship hopeful, in a statement made available in Ado-Ekiti on Friday, said it was insensitive for the presidency to want to explore such, leaving Nigerians to their fate in terms of nationwide power failure. Fayose, who recalled that President Bola Tinubu promised during his election campaign to revitalize Nigeria's power sector within his first year in office, said it had been about 2 years now, and the national grid remains as unstable as ever. Away from that, the Labour Party's presidential candidate in 2023, Peter Obi, has blamed poor leadership for the rising poverty levels in Nigeria. He lamented that, in comparison, Nigeria has more poor people than China, Indonesia, and Vietnam combined. Obi made this assertion while delivering a lecture titled Politics and Change in Nigeria at Johns Hopkins University in the United States on Thursday, at the invitation of Professor Peter Lewis, the renowned author of Growing Apart, Comparing Indonesia and Nigeria. Sharing highlights of the lecture via his verified X handle on Friday, the Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal has upheld a $220 million fine imposed by the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission on Meta Platforms Incorporated and WhatsApp LLC for data in a ruling delivered by a 3-member panel led by Thomas Bokosi on Friday in Abuja. The director said the ruling affirmed the Commission's authority and actions in nearly all the contested issues. On July 19, 2024, FCCPC imposed a fine of $220 million on Meta, the parent company of WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, for multiple data privacy violations. However, Meta said it would appeal the fine, challenging both the legal basis and findings of the Commission. You're watching Biscon TV News. Business news comes up shortly. Welcome back. Now to business news. A new report by the Lagos Business School's Family Business Initiative has revealed that only 22.8% of surveyed Nigerian family-owned businesses have completed formal succession plans. The report, presented at a recently held 2025 LBS International Family Business Conference held in Lagos, showed that 57%. The study, which surveyed more than 130 family business leaders across various sectors between foreign news. Ukraine's President Zelensky says Crimea belongs to Ukraine after US President Trump said it will stay with Russia. Crimea is a southern peninsula of Ukraine that was illegally annexed by Russia in 2014. Zelensky has repeatedly rejected the idea of recognizing the region as Russian. It comes as U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and Vladimir Putin discussed the possibility of direct peace talks between Russia and Ukraine during a meeting in Moscow. In another story, armed police and soldiers searched homes and forests for militants in Indian Kashmir on Friday. And Biscon TV News. The news continues shortly.
Hello and welcome to Sports Segment on Biscon TV News. Liverpool manager Arne Slot says his team have a big responsibility to secure the club's 20th top flight title by getting a point against Tottenham at Anfield on Sunday. Arsenal's draw with Crystal Palace in the Premier League with 4 games remaining. Liverpool last secured the title in the 2019-2020 season under former manager Jurgen Klopp during a time when fans were not allowed into stadiums because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Slot said in a press conference, and I quote, "First of all, the league, it was COVID time, so everybody is looking forward to Sunday game to look forward to, but it's also a responsibility we have for Sunday." End of quote.
Speaking candidly, Femi said he was misunderstood and even vilified by his father's loyal fans who believed he was rebelling against Fela. Despite being Fela's son, Femi noted that his father refused to teach him music, forcing him to forge his own path in the industry. He recounted how Fela publicly dismissed his first album as rubbish, a moment that deeply hurt him. With no formal education to fall back on, Femi felt lost but refused to give up. "I was in the storm and nobody wanted my point of view," he said, and I quote, reflecting on how he persevered to create a unique sound. He remains committed to his musical journey despite the early rejection and emotional toll. And finally, Pastor Emmanuel Iran of Celebration Church International has addressed the growing concerns over sexual assault allegations within his ministry. In a recent video, the lead pastor revealed that after internal investigations, 9 out of 10 reported cases were found to be false. He stressed the importance of taking every claim seriously, but also highlighted the need to verify facts before passing judgment. Iran shared examples, including one case where the accuser later described the encounter as a nice time in private chats. He warned that consent is key, reminding young men that initial consent can be withdrawn at any point. "Run for your life if consent is withdrawn," he said, and I quote, urging church members to respect boundaries at all times. That is it on Entertainment News, so thank you for watching.
Welcome back to Biscon TV News. Now to the major points of the news. On the national scene, 10 billion naira Absolute solar project, a misplaced priority, says executive governorship aspirants. Nigeria's poverty rate higher than China, Indonesia, and Vietnam's combined, says Kituri. In business news, only 22% of family businesses have succession plans. according to report. On the foreign zone, Zelensky says position changed on Crimea after Trump says it
It dawned on me that my precious daughter, whose pregnancy was about 8 months when her mommy and I got married at an equally elaborate wedding ceremony in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, our first experience in life in such matters, my wife and I put in our very best to give the lucky girl a wedding she'll forever cherish. Of course, this is evident as one steps into the eye-catching ambience with the tables, and was a beautiful decoration of the entire arena, which was done by Debo Ogunbanjo of Shalom Balloons, whom I strongly recommend for those planning events with moderate budgets like us. It was a sea of army and olive green headgears and caps that dominated the entire environment. For an event that happened on a Thursday, which is a working day in these parts, the turnout of guests was indeed very impressive. Dancing, and the veteran mistress of ceremonies, or Alaga Ejoko as the Yorubas prefer to call them, Mrs. Shewanuku, was at her professional best as she injected the appropriate anecdotes and jokes, which brought a lot of life to the whole proceedings. The father of the groom, Mr. Folorunsho Elutilo, an accomplished diplomat and deputy director at the Foreign Affairs Ministry, who had served and Ile-Ife in Osun State, to formally ask for the hand of Tola Olatilo in marriage.
Good afternoon, Mass. Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon, well-wishers. Good afternoon, Amoles. Good afternoon, Oyunus. Good afternoon, Anyola Palekes.
After both families had met and the letter of intent presented to the bride's family, Deumi Olatilo, the younger sister of the bride, read the contents of the letter, which was designed in form of a Holy Bible. This is the further signpost of religious inclination of the groom's family. Dressed in green ashoke and beads, the dashing groom, Temidayo Fisayo Elutilo, a computer scientist based in the United Kingdom, smiling all the way in company of his friends and relations, amidst singing and dancing, arrived at the venue to follow up on the search for his missing ribs, a ground that As usual, the groom was put through a couple of tests, which he gladly executed to the delight of all, after which he joined his in-laws who prayed for him. The groom was also blessed by his parents and family members. The groom, Temidayo Elutilo, then sat in a special place provided for him and his wife while he waited for her arrival. Not long after that, the bride, Sarah Adetola Olatilo, who studied history and international relations at the Lagos State University, now working as an editor and executive director in Biscon Communications, her father's warm welcome by her parents, on whose laps she sat. Her parents and the entire family prayed for her before her in-laws took over. The process continued with the bride picking her favorite item among the dowry items brought by the groom's family, and this turned out to be the Holy Bible, draped in gold, inside of which the engagement ring was tucked. The groom lovingly slipped it into her finger before the marathon kissing exercise began.
Go ahead and do it. Go busy. Go busy. Go busy.
Following that was a cutting of the wedding cake supervised by Reverend Mrs. Ajala, who injected a lot of innovation into it.
Then 1, 2, 3, go. J E S U S Jesus. What get Olúwa ó ṣeun o.
Armory.